Why is Justice Byabakama fighting fairness and the democracy in this country? He has become a fighter in the democratization process. He's fighting. He's the chairperson who ought to be the midwife of the democratization process. But he's now tinkering with the baby. He's strangling the baby. Byabakama is strangling the baby. And yet we feel we need justice, we need fairness. We did not file here in Kampala. My lawyers filed properly in Masaka. We are not told why. But lastly, Rwashandi is hiding from here.
Right? Because once you are dissatisfied with the decision of the Electoral Commission, you file a petition on appeal. So what happened is that you are supposed to file that appeal within 5 days, the time the Electoral Commission made that decision. Unfortunately for this case, by the time Electoral Commission served us with this decision, almost 20 days had elapsed. Meaning, they made a decision, sat on it, waited for the 5 days to pass, called us and told us now this is the decision. And the intention was to defeat an appeal. But good enough, we put an application to extend time or to enlarge time within which cited the very reasons in that application that these people were very malicious. They decided to sit back on a decision they had made and waited until the 5 days had lapsed before giving us the decision. They were seeking for guidelines. First and foremost, we all know in Uganda that Sembabule is in Masaka High Court. So we filed this petition and application to Masaka High Court, which rightfully hears the election petition and anything related to Sembabule. And to our shock, the matter came to civil. So we wanted the judge to clarify that. So they told us there is a circular from the principal judge, which unfortunately for me I have not looked at or I have never seen. So we are seeking for directions of the court, and the court gave us those directions. The rest of the merits will wait because it's now our work as lawyers to make the submission.
We had some.
Yes, we are supposed to serve these people today, which we have done, and they are supposed to file their response, and then we are also to file a rejoinder and our submissions, and they are supposed also to serve, and then we come back or convene on 5th of January. That's when court will give it.
First of all, I stand with my counsel, Counsel Karibarak and Counsel Humphrey Tumwebisije. We are here. We are surprised why we are here in the first place. Because our petition falls within the jurisdiction of Masaka. And indeed, there is a party that was not part of the appeal. That is Gracious Areja, who is the returning officer for Sembabule. And for him, he brought himself into issue by trying to forge additional signatures to the nomination form of General Rwashandi. And was surprised. We thought the judge would be able to pronounce herself on why the file was transferred from Masaka to High Court in Kampala, yet they are of the same powers. But this one doesn't have the jurisdiction of Sembabule. It must be something very strange. But most importantly, we are surprised that the Electoral Commission, their lawyers here, who delivered the judgment, who sat on the judgment for over a month, did not deliver it. And when they delivered it finally on 8th, we rushed to court. Within 2 days we had filed our petition. Now they are turning around to say that you read the date. The technicality here, Justice Byabakama put a backdated date on his ruling. And now he's telling us, look, you are late. Look, you are late. Why is Justice Byabakama fighting fairness and the democracy in this country? He has become a fighter in the democratization process. He's fighting. He's the chairperson who ought to be the midwife of the democratization process. But he's now tinkering with the baby. He's strangling the baby. Byabakama is strangling the baby. And yet we feel we need justice, we need fairness. We did not file here in Kampala. My lawyers filed properly in Masaka. We are not told why. But lastly, Rwashandi is hiding from here. And Aliasia Gracious, who forged, who added additional signatures, is not here. Now, if it happened to Honorable Nyamutoro, they found the signatures were not enough and he was declared. If it happened to Honorable Isiaji of Bukede, of Kachumbara in Bukede, he was he was announced unopposed. If Honorable Fono Pondo also was declared, how about me? But also the good thing is that we are not only two in the race, there are others. But let court pronounce itself on the status of General Ashandi, who presents a certificate of UPDF in 1981. Yet everybody knows that by 1981 there was no UPDF. We want them to know who has only 7 signatures out of the 10. And lastly, the Electoral Commission, which found that Walukaga, his certificate failed, they lifted the veil and said, yes, there is a certificate, but Walukaga was not properly given the certificate. Now when it comes to Ashandi, again they say they can't look behind the certificate. This is double standards, this is discriminatory, and it is very unfortunate that Justice Byabakama is in the arena. He's fighting, he's putting on gloves. The Electoral Commission is fighting democracy, and this is the most unfortunate part. No, I'm relying on my counsel, because today we thought we would go to the main case, but the lawyers of the other side, the Electoral Commission is opposing hearing of the case. They say they want to strike the case out because we delayed. And the delay was not there. When the judgment was given, the ruling, we filed within 2 days. But they had hidden the ruling for over a month. We had asked them, where is the ruling? They say, we are coming. Where is the ruling? We are coming. Where is the because they wanted time to pass, so that now they jump on a technicality. But I'm praying to court. I'm sincerely praying to court to know the tricks of the Electoral Commission, to know the tricks and proceed to deliver the ruling or the judgment on its merits. For the Electoral Commission with big brains to conspire to defeat justice is very unfortunate. You cannot sit on the ruling for over a month, and now when you come to court here, you say, no, they filed out of time. And yet you know clearly you delivered your ruling a month after the ruling, because we look at the date and they know it and they can't run away from it, and it's very unfortunate for this country. But we must stand to defend democracy, because democracy comes first and the rest can follow. Thank you.